Even before we start, I have made the original images available for you. Download link is in the description box below. Okay, this one is Redmi K30 Pro and this one is also known as Poco F2 Pro in global market. I don't think that any introduction is required for this smartphone. Anyway, this one comes with a Sony IMX686 main sensor. Now, this one is interesting. This one is Redmi K30 5G Racing Edition. This one comes with Snapdragon 768G processor and also only available in China. As this one comes with a Sony IMX686 main sensor, I wanted to check the performance of this one. Finally, this is Xiaomi Mi 10 Youth or Mi 10 Lite Zoom Edition. This one got an OmniVision OV48B main sensor, but this one comes with a periscope lens with OIS which offers 5x optical zoom. As usual, I will start from ultra-wide shots and yes, with an image of cars. The reason behind choosing this shot is we have all the three additive primary colors in this picture, red, green and blue. Please note that K30 Pro got a bigger 13 megapixel sensor for ultra-wide shots, Redmi K30 5G Speed or Racing Edition and Xiaomi Mi 10 Lite Zoom got the same 8 megapixel sensor underneath ultra-wide lens. Now, it is painful to see that Redmi K30 Pro failed to grab more details and due to unnecessary increase of highlights, colors are far from reality. Background is also a bit washed out. Xiaomi Mi 10 Lite Zoom did the best in this picture, almost perfect color grading, more details in the shadows, selective contrast management. Altogether, this is a sharper image than other two. K30 5G Speed did manage to reproduce colors that is close to reality. However, failed to manage ambience and contrast ratio. Redmi K30 Pro and K30 Racing Edition both comes with flagship class Sony IMX 64 megapixel sensor. On the other hand, Mi 10 Lite Zoom got a OmniVision OV48B 48 megapixel sensor. I am surprised to see that Redmi K30 5G Speed got the correct color tone, processed this image with more details. White balance and mid-tones are also better on image captured by Redmi K30 5G Speed. Yeah, both Redmi K30 Pro and Mi 10 Lite Zoom produced similar images that is vibrant and punchier. However, colors are not correct. Due to increased mid-tones and shadows, there are less details visible and more importantly, images look soft and a bit overprocessed. Another ultra-wide shot, this time I wanted to check dynamic range and exposure. And again, Xiaomi Mi 10 Lite Zoom surprised me with amazing performance. More details in the shadows, better color tone, higher dynamic range and sharpness. Altogether, this picture is an eye candy beside the other two. Redmi K30 5G again failed to get correct exposure against harsh lighting and that yellow tone makes things worse. Redmi K30 Pro with a bigger 13 megapixel sensor failed to produce a better image. Yes, I have tried a few times and this didn't change much. I have to say the truth and we have to accept that Mi 10 Lite Zoom or Mi 10 Youth provides better ultra-wide shots. Another image from main sensor and everything turned upside down. I mean, this time Redmi K30 5G Racing Edition or Redmi K30 5G Speed again delivered a picture that has higher dynamic range and correct color tone. Yes, some people may say Mi 10 Lite Zoom image is brighter. However, bright doesn't mean higher dynamic range. In terms of details, all three are pretty close. Even so, K30 Pro and K30 5G Speed is sharper than Mi 10 Lite Zoom. On the left, Mi 10 Lite Zoom comes with a periscope lens with OIS for dedicated 5x optical zoom. In the middle and at the right, those two are 2x digital zoom. Do we need to check carefully? Do I have to describe these images? This is why I'm pretty fond of periscope lens. This picture says it all. I would say only if this Xiaomi Mi 10 Lite Zoom Edition got a Sony IMX686 main sensor, then it would be great. Anyway, yeah, we cannot compare performance of periscope lens image with digital cropping. Among K30 Pro and K30 5G Speed, I would give K30 5G Speed higher points due to higher dynamic range and better color reproduction. Okay, time for some nighttime images under darkness. Yes, night mode is on and it's very hard to differentiate at a glance. After checking carefully, Redmi K30 Pro image is the best due to less blurriness, more details and sharpness. Actually, nighttime performance of all of these three smartphones are similar. and pretty average. Another night mode photo, and yes, this is a very harsh ambient condition and most of the flagships even fail to generate anything better. But I wanted to see if any of these could beat Pixel 4 or OnePlus 8 Pro. But no luck, it's really not that good. Yes, Mi 10 Lite Zoom did better among these three, but the difference is not that noticeable. Before bokeh effects and selfies, let's check indoor shots. Redmi K30 Pro continued to unnecessarily brighten up and as a result misses correct color tone. Also, background seems a little washed out. Redmi K30 5G Racing Edition continued to amaze me with better color tone and more details in the shadows. Even check the background. You tell me which one is better. If you want, you can download the original images and check by yourself. Mi 10 Lite Zoom or Mi 10 Youth on the left produced an image which has better midtones and highlights. However, colors are again a bit saturated. Now in this picture, the first question is which one has produced correct colors? Okay, Redmi K30 5G speed. Secondly, which one has more details? Again, Redmi K30 5G speed. Finally, which one actually looks better? Yeah, it's difficult because different type of people have different type of ideas. However, I would say Xiaomi Mi 10 Lite Zoom image is vibrant and offers an image with balance between reality and post-processing. Which one would you choose? Make a comment and let me know. Again, for many smartphones, it's a harsh challenge to detect edges and to detect foreground and background objects. All of these three did good, but Redmi K30 Pro and K30 5G Racing Edition did better. Bokeh effect of these two are more lucrative and color grading is also slightly better. If last picture was harsh, then this one is even harsher. Ruthless to mid-range smartphones. I'm surprised to see that these three produced similar results. None of these have managed to detect edges perfectly and all of these three images have same blurs in the foreground on the white motorcycle. Letters are more visible on Redmi K30 Pro, however K30 5G Racing Edition has more details. These videos were recorded at 1080p 30 frames per second. Redmi K30 Pro and Xiaomi Mi 10 Youth or Mi 10 Lite Zoom supports Ultra Steady mode and I have enabled Ultra Steady mode on these two smartphones. Redmi K30 5G Speed or Racing Edition doesn't have this feature. I have noticed that with Ultra Steady mode enabled, Redmi K30 Pro has more bumps and jerks as EIS tries heavily to stabilize the video and I think that even ruins the video. Now check this. Ultra Steady is disabled and Redmi K30 Pro bumps and jerks are minimized. Yes, these videos were also recorded at 1080p 30 frames per second. Even without that Ultra Steady stabilization, it's really good. Color reproduction and sharpness are all similar. Only thing differs is midtone. 4K 30 frames per second and suddenly it seems like Mi 10 Lite Zoom is out of this league. Both K30 Pro and K30 5G Speed did well to add some stabilization. Even if colors are a bit saturated on the Redmi devices, K30 Pro managed to reproduce better tone with higher sharpness. You know that these three smartphones comes with almost the same stock camera application and two of these even comes with the same sensor, Sony IMX686. How come the results are very different? In the middle, K30 Pro is very saturated and lower shadows makes this video a bit dark. On the left, Mi 10 Lite Zoom video is punchier and vibrant, but due to increased highlights and saturation, colors are far from reality. Finally, Redmi K30 5G Racing Edition managed to reproduce almost correct colors, better skin tone and more details. How can I forget about selfies? On the left, Xiaomi Mi 10 Lite Zoom Edition has a different tone and increased shadows with brightness makes it more sparkling. However, due to lower contrast ratio and midtones, it also feels a little pale. Both of the K30s did something similar, warm tone, saturated and darker. Difficult to find differences. Let's check bokeh effect. And yes, now Redmi K30 5G Racing Edition produced something better. Color of my cap, t-shirt and skin tone is correct. Moreover, there are more details in the shadows. However, edge detection and bokeh effect is similar between K30 Pro and K30 5G Racing Edition. Xiaomi Mi 10 Lite Zoom bokeh effect is more creamy. but due to its color tone, it looks a little less original. K30 Pro saturated the colors, and I think I have said this many times through this video. Okay, let's do the verdict. This one is Redmi K30 5G Racing Edition, this one is Redmi K30 Pro. I have already returned my Xiaomi Mi 10 Youth or Xiaomi Mi 10 Lite Zoom Edition because I found that price performance ratio of that smartphone is very low and I really didn't like overall performance of that smartphone. So my winner is Redmi K30 5G Racing Edition because this one is pretty cheap and offers the best value for money as a mid-range smartphone. Also, Redmi K30 Pro as a budget flagship offers very good value for money. But if you really want something within a tight budget, then Redmi K30 5G Racing Edition is one of the best. And Redmi K30 Pro globally is known as Poco F2 Pro. The price of that one I think is a little higher. So that is another point we have to consider. Okay, what do you think? Please don't forget to make a comment in the comment section below. Also, I wish that you will subscribe to this channel and support true content.
We all have our reasons why we are on this track. Oh, we all have our burdens, yeah, but we just keep on fighting and we never